Hi, Scott Morris here from Morris Consulting Associates. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about policy guides. And, well, I guess the first question is, why do you even need to have one? Because it does take a little bit of time and energy and thought to kind of put together a policy guide that says, here are the rules of my business. And those rules apply to me and applies to every staff person I have and anybody I might hire, anybody that might no longer work with us. That policy guide is really, really important. But why do you have one? Well, first of all, it sets the rules, and the rules are very clear, and they're in print, so there's no guesswork about, well, you said this, but you meant this. Well, if you want to change the meaning, you change what's in print, and that way you always have it and everyone can have access to it. In fact, I'm strongly encourage you to make your policy guide something that has universal access, even though in today's electronic world, not everybody knows how to access things on servers and that kind of stuff. Your policy guide is one of those guides I strongly suggest you print out, you put it in the staff lounge somewhere in a binder and say, this is what it is. Now, the policy guide, and we've had podcast series that cover all the different points you should have in a policy guide as you build your own. It's going to cover things like compensation and benefits and what the employee rules are, what the employer responsibilities are. It's going to cover all those different things. I know our personal policy guide for our office is something like 70 pages long because we want to make sure over the years things have come up and we want to make sure that we have everything very clear and written out for everybody. It covers leave and absences and sick time and what days we're going to be out and who gets paid when and how. All those different things are going to be what's included in a policy guide. But the most important thing is to have one that's accessible to everyone within your staff, including the providers. So how do you use this? And this is one of those things I strongly suggest that every year you take a few minutes in a staff meeting and say, I want to go over any new changes we've made to the policy guide since last year. A printed copy will be available in the lounge. Please feel free to make any comments you may have to it. And once you've read it, please sign off on it. If you haven't read it within the next week, I'm going to come hunt you down and we're going to make you sign off on it. So we know that you've recognized that there is a policy guide. These are the rules of our business entity. You abide by these and you understand what they are by putting your signature on this little ledger or whatever the case may be. Now, a policy guide should not be a static thing. It's not you wrote it once and you never ever touch it again. It changes all the time as new rules come forth, new legal obligations, or new experiences come up and we say we need to alter what we do a little bit. So now many people say, Scott, I understand I need to have one and I even kind of understand how I would use it, but how do I build one? Well, like I said before, we've done a whole series on how to build a policy guide. You may want to take time and do that on your own, or you may want to just download ours as your starting point. We can save you probably about 25 hours worth of work by just downloading our policy guide and then adjusting it as necessary for your particular philosophical changes or philosophy that you have towards your business entity. But the key is, once again, is make sure that you have a policy guide and you abide by it. The second most important part about that is the abide by it. Once you put it in print, don't say, well, the rules are going to be different for this person, or I know what the rules say, but I'm going to change them just in this one occurrence or this one situation. That's going to get you in trouble, and I strongly recommend that you never, ever, ever, ever do that and say, you know what, these are the rules, we follow the rules are the same for everybody. That prevents animosity and staff issues and people showing favoritism and all those types of things. So get your policy guide, download ours, follow it, talk about it, train on it, make sure that everybody's playing by the same rule book, and this will prevent a whole bunch of problems for you down the road. Hopefully you've learned something helpful. Hopefully you can download our guide if you'd like, and that will improve what you do in your business. Thank you.